Hi, data science process. We have been studying about the evolution of data science. So, it is a evolution. Actually, data is a central concept in the whole of computer science, in the whole of study of information technology. Information technology is about processing the data, creating information and converting into actionable insights so that the businesses and the human life can take a better stage. So that is what is about the evolution of data science. We have studied about data, database, data processing, data warehouse, business intelligence, data mining, data lake, and big data. With all these things, we call it data science. So, what is data science? Data science is the study of data. In simple words, if you want to say in simple words, data science is a study of data. Why do we study? Who is studying? The person who studies data is called a data scientist. So, what does the data scientist do? The data scientists use advanced analytics. In mathematics and statistics, we have studied about various analytics. In a simple manner, the central tendencies, mean, median, mode, the dispersion, how, the range of the data, the correlation coefficient, how to compare the data, all these things. We have probability study. So, a lot of statistical and mathematical tools are available. Using those tools, a data scientist works on the data to identify patterns. So, you analyze the entire pattern and you can come out with a conclusion saying that there is a high probability of people who have the smoking habit to get cancer. So, this is by processing the data. By processing the data, we find out that a particular product can be sold only in a particular market, not everywhere. A particular product can be sold only during a particular month in a particular community. So, these are all data patterns. So, if you process the last year data, you can create a model saying prediction, create a predictive model. By looking at the medical parameters of hundreds and thousands of patients, you can create a predictive model on what sort of medical conditions will lead to a conclusion of a particular disease, a particular diagnostics. So, we identify patterns, we create predictive models, we develop an insights that guide decision making. A simple example is that if people have these type of habits, diabetic will not be there for them. They want to get diabetic or the other way. So, these type of insights can be got from the data. So, data scientists predominantly do three things. So, they do advanced analytics with and come out with identification of the pattern, predictive models, and developing insights that guide decision making. So that is how we can define data science. If you look at data science as a subject, if you want to master that, what are the components one will have to study? Data science combines advanced analytics using mathematics and statistics. It includes computer science and computer programming. Computer programming comes with algorithms and data structures and system architecture, programming models. So a host of technologies from computer science. Similarly, machine learning models and also the specific business expertise is important. If you are a data scientist in an insurance company, we need insurance domain expertise. If you want to become a data scientist in a banking application, data scientists who work in banking sector need specific banking expertise. That will help you. People who do data science research in medical diagnostics must have a reasonably higher level view of medical field. So this is a combination of advanced analytics using mathematics and statistics, computer science and programming, machine learning and artificial intelligence, and specific business expertise. So that is represented in the form of a picture here. So the left top, it talks about computer science and IT. So you need programming. So mathematics and statistics. Actually, mathematics and statistics and computer science, the intersection is machine learning. Machine learning involves mathematics as well as computer science. And if you look at the domain expertise and the computer science, only then you can develop the software. So the software development experience or knowledge is required. Similarly, mathematics and domain expertise, that will give you the traditional research background. So with all these things, the intersection is data science. So data science is the study of three major fields together with the domain knowledge. Now, the projects that are taken up in data science are called data science projects. So what we do is, researchers pick up a particular problem and collect the data and put together a model. We said that you are trying to identify, using the mathematical techniques, you want to predict something, predictive analytics. So you need to collect enormous volume of data. So that is why all the data science projects will follow the 5-step methodology. If you want to do research on medical diagnostics for a particular disease, what should you do? You will have to start with gathering the data. Look at the first step in the left side, obtain. Gather data from relevant sources. So the data is the historical data pertaining to the patients. So you collect certain data, some 15 different medical attributes for a patient for a continuous period of some time. Similarly, collect for some 20,000 patients. So that is obtaining the data pertaining to the patients. once you collect the data, practically we have seen that the data that we collect are not immediately ready for use. So you will have to clean up the data. Data cleansing is required. So one is data acquisition, the other is data cleaning. I will come to that later. Then you will have to apply mathematical tools and other things to explore what sort of tools can be used. You create a model and then you interpret the results. So final results. So this is called a 5-step data science process. Some people represent it slightly changed into a 6-step process. So they claim that you must begin with the domain understanding. So if you are working in a banking industry for a data science project, for example, fraud detection in car loan applicants, among car loan applicants, you want to develop a system which will identify fraud well ahead of time based upon the historical data. So historically, in the bank, in a particular year, if 15,000 loans are issued, they say that so many are fraud, or they become default, they don't repay the loan properly. Then during the application itself, in order to find out a pattern, we can use the data science project. If you want to develop such a data science project, you will have to go and sit and understand the business process, how the car loan is given, what are the data collected from the applicant, how do you guarantee who signs as a guarantor. So how do you find out how much premium, how much monthly installment he has to pay. So all these business process understanding has to be done first. So data science process begins with business process understanding. The second is obtaining the data. Third is data cleaning. It is an elaborate process we are going to see. Exploratory data analysis. Now you will have to start working on your mathematical models to find out what sort of model will fit. Once you identify, then you create a model. So we have collected the data, you have cleaned the data, you have divided into testing data and training data. Now you have also studied the literature and found out for this type of problem, I am going to do this particular model. The model may be a linear regression model. The model may be a k nearest neighbor model. The model may be a neural network model, anything. So once you decide on the model, you create the model. When you create the model and test it, and then you will get the result. Now the result has to be interpreted in the business domain. In terms of the business, you have to interpret and present it to the customer. So these are the 6 steps involved in the data science process. Now, all these work, can it be done by the same set of skills? We have seen that data science is a subject with mathematics, statistics, computer science, business domain, and everything. We have seen that there is a data collection process. From the left side, you see data collection, data cleansing, then exploratory data analysis, model building and model deployment and interpretation. Actually, people who work in collecting the data and cleansing the data are called data engineers. So there is a role in almost all the companies for data engineers. What is the roles and responsibility for a data engineer? Data engineer will work only in collection and cleansing of the data. Data analysts are there. That is a little higher level because they need some mathematical and statistical tools. So they are working in cleansing. They will also start contributing from data cleansing. They will give proper guidances to say what are all the cleansing operations to be done, and they are also into the exploratory data analytics, which one will help us better. Whereas there are machine learning specialists. So the machine learning specialists will develop building the model because this is the model to be built has been arrived at. So their work is to build and deploy the model, run it and get the result. So the entire work is done by data scientists. So data scientists will be supported by some data engineers, some data analysts, some machine learning engineers. So data scientists are senior positions who will be involved from data collection to data model deployment and interpretation. So these are the key roles involved in data scientist activity. Here is another way of calling them. There are certain companies who have roles, large companies who have roles like data scientist, data analyst, data engineer. They have some senior roles like data architect, machine learning engineer. They have certain business roles such as business intelligence developer. There are dedicated database admin to make sure that the data is managed properly. So these are some more this is the way some companies manage their roles. So this is another way of displaying the roles. We have already seen data scientist, data analyst, data architect, business intelligence analyst. Some companies call people artificial intelligence engineer, AI engineer. Some companies call them machine learning engineer, NLP, natural language processing engineer. If the project is more about natural language processing, they get NLP experts. Similarly, business analysts who better understand, fully understand the business, the domain. If we are working on some complex data analytics model, we can have pure statisticians to consult. So these are all various roles in the field of data science. So we have seen how data science project works. We have seen that there is a domain understanding, business understanding. There are data collection has to happen. Once the data collection happens, cleaning must be done because a lot of useless data may be there. Some zeros may be there. Some wrong data may be there. All those things must be corrected. Once everything is done, we can take it to the model and do that. So it is represented in the form of a life cycle diagram like this. For example, For example, you look at start the project. So you start the project. And as I told you already, business understanding must be first. Once the business understanding is done, data acquisition and understanding is important. So you acquire the data with proper understanding. Once you understand, we will have to now go for the modeling. In order to create the modeling, you must do feature engineering activity. So you will have to transform the data, you will have to understand what sort of features are selected so that this is meaningful. Then once the modeling is done, in the model we will have to train the model. So in most of the models there will be a learning rate alpha. So you will have to train the model with various possible values of alpha. In the case of gradient descent, if you train the model, the error, L2 error will move down to the minimum. So the training will be done. So the model evaluation will be done. So model evaluation is done using the training data. You have created the model. You use the training data to test whether it is predicting correctly. If it is not testing correctly, then you will have to train the model adjusting certain things. That is called regularization technique. There are certain regularization techniques. If the training error is okay and the testing error is high, we will have to tweak certain parameters in such a way that the training error is retained but the testing error comes down. So those type of evaluations must be done. And in the process, we may have to go back for the business understanding. Why certain things are happening? Again, some additional data may be acquired. The model must be tweaked. So it is a cyclic process. Then once we are happy with a low error, we can go for deployment. So after deploying, you cannot leave it. Now we will have to see the performance monitoring. So we must continuously monitor whether the performance is good. And if the performance is not good, we will have to tweak the model and go. So that is how the data science project life cycle works. So this is a comparison about, some people want to understand more about what is data science, what is the big data, I am confused. The meaning of data science is skewed towards scientific approach for interpreting the data. So in data science, our focus is more on the machine learning models, the data analytics models. Whereas in big data, for the past 20 years, we have been talking about how to effectively maintain the data and less importance for the analytics. So data science gives more importance for data analytics, and big data is more about handling the data and a few data analytics part. Similarly, conceptually, data science is obtained with big data in a heterogeneous, that indicates diversified data set. Whereas in big data, scientific techniques are used to process data, extract information and interpret results which help in decision making. Here, analytics plays a major role. Similarly, formation. Data science is more about data streaming live feeds, how to do that, whereas big data is more about data filtering and data preparation. Application areas, almost in all the places it is applied, and approaches are mathematics and statistics are extensively used together with the programming, whereas in the case of big data, managing the data plays a major role. So, let us try to conclude. What is data science? We have studied. Data science is the study of data. It has evolved from data processing, database management system, data warehousing, data mining, business intelligence, finally big data. So that is how it has evolved. So today we have a science called data science. So if a project is taken up to analyze the data and come out with some business conclusions, it is called a data science project. There is a data science process, data collection, data cleaning, and then modeling and other things. So we have seen what are all the job roles available in the new field of data science. We have seen what sort of life cycle is managed in data science projects. It's not a one-time project, so it has to continuously be predicted the results and then help the business. Thank you.